right. Okay. Yo. What's going on, everybody? This is a Black Manga Critic here. Um, yo, it's Haikyu time. It's Haikyu time. We're gonna be reacting to 381, and uh, y'all already know how much I love Haikyu. Like, it's so good. The last chapter was just, it was just really, really perfect. Like, it was like, that's what we wanted. We wanted to see our good boy Hinata Shoyo do his thing. That's what we wanted to see. We got to see that. He, like, everything just, like, from like this the story threads coming together to this, like, coming up to this moment, and then the paneling of that, of like show of Hinata, like, setting up for the jump, and like getting the receive quickly, right? Thinking quick on his feet, knowing that he has to boom, 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 get back on his feet after that receive as quickly as possible, so that he can get to the spot that he needs to get to, so that he can do his bam jump and spike that ball. It was so good. Kageyama was testing him. It was that which was so clear. It was clear, like, he was serving that, like, to Hinata. He was like, "Yo, Hinata, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?" And then Hinata answered in spectacular fashion. It was so good. It was so good. I was so hyped. Like, All right. Also, before we get into the chapter, make sure to follow The View from the Top. They are a Haikyu podcast that I am on pretty frequently, and I always have an awesome time talking about Haikyu with them. They have quite a few episodes, podcast episodes, that you can check out. So please follow, check them out. Follow them on Twitter. The podcast sort of site link is on their Twitter page. Their Twitter link is in the description. All right, so please check it out. All right, let's get into it. Haikyu time, y'all. Haikyu time, y'all. Shotty, what's good? All right, so let's get into it. All right. Also, look out for other reactions like My Hero, Promised Neverland, tomorrow, as well as I'm gonna try to get an Alita stream in tomorrow. I think, like, I really want to get back to Alita, so I'm gonna take the morning time that I have to react to Promised Neverland and My Hero, and then before work, and then once after work, I'm gonna react to Alita. So that's sort of the goal for tomorrow. All right. All right, let's get into it. Haikyu 381 is entitled "Friend and Foe in the Same Boat." Ooh. All right, let's get into it. My voice is feeling better. I'm very happy right now. All right. Who's that? Holy crap, did you see him jump? Wow, the first point of this game goes to Shoyo Hinata in his debut game. And they're all like, what? They're like, whoa. They're like, whoa. Yo, Ukai and Shima. Like, yo, they're like, yo. Like, I mean, Ukai's just like, what the? And of course, Suki's just reacting like, Like, he's, his just classic, like, this dude always, like, he's always doing something his hype. Well, their timing's a lot faster now. Are you seriously telling me there's a guy with those kind of hops besides Kodai? Let's go. Dang it, I fell getting that. Okay. You wanted to bump that and stay on your feet? I'm shocked anybody could bump that thing at all. Yo, good job. Hey, thanks. Bakudo, yes, applause. Applause, the good boy. Not to show you. Applause. All right. Said, I'm surprised you could get that at all. I don't think anybody could get that. Woo! The praise that he deserves. Let's go. Okay. From beginning to end, that rally was all Shoyo Hinata. First, he made a spectacular bump. Then he made a spectacular score off of it. Yo, Ushijima-san, what goes through your mind when you're doing digs? You better remember that. Ushijima. You better remember that. Miyagi Prefecture Annual Rookie Camp. Yup. Yo. Okay, what I'm doing for the next attack. Woo, he took... Haikyu. It's so good. All right, this is what we call development in a very organic way, like it's so organic. It's so organic. I love it. It's not over the top. All right, it's just within the story as it goes along. Love it. You love to see it. Look at Ushijima. Yeah, the smile, the rare Ushijima smile. Let's go. Ooh. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, the Promised Neverland was like it was not good for a while. Like I was reading like through some of these chapters and I was like, I don't know what's going on. This ain't it. But it's at a place right now where I'm pretty invested in it. So I'm like kind of back on it, but I gotta react to the chapters that are out right now. That I'm behind on. I think it's like maybe like 2 or 3 chapters or something like that. All right, let's get it. All right, folks. Yo, folks, the Ball Boy arc. Shouts out to the Ball Boy arc. To me, the best arc of Haikyu. Hands down. To me. All right. Akashi-san, where do you think you're going? The game's already started, you know. Oh, hey, it's the original Little Giant. Tenma Udai, 26. Karasuna grad. Manga creator, Weekly Shonen Jump. Yo. Currently serializing Zombie Night Zombish. Deadline looming. Yo, look at it. He looks so tired. That's so sad. It's like, yo, Furudate couldn't even hold on. Furudate couldn't even draw like himself or like, right, because he's a mangaka, right? He couldn't even draw like himself as not tired. You know, like if y'all remember the comment he made on one week where he was just like, you know, like I'm only like happy when I'm, you know, working on Haikyu like 10% of the time or something like that. I was like, man, you know what I mean? So I think this is probably pretty authentic, like just like that exhausted look. All right, I'm gonna get rice balls from Onigiri Miya. If I don't hurry, they might be sold out. Don't give me that, of course. Don't give me that. Well, of course, look. I wouldn't know. Keiji Akashi. 22. Editor with a weekly shonen manga magazine from a major publisher, though he actually wanted to be in the literature department. Oh. I feel that. Okay. So they're both working at weekly shonen. Oh no, blow. Okay, so it's not Weekly Shonen Jump, but it's like something else. Okay, like a different magazine. All right, Miya-sama, Furukuro Dani's setter. Onigiri Miya's rice balls are very good. Do you still not have a Tokyo branch? Thank you. Not yet, but we're thinking about it. I just love how it's just so bright. You know, it's just like warm. That's so great, the interaction. All right, let's go. All right, Atsumiya to serve. Okay, let's go. Yo, he put up the fist. Yo. He said, Okay. Yo, and then that's wild. And then did they all stop chanting when he put up his fist? That's wild. And then everybody's like, oh boy. Okay. Oh. Bam. Oh, it went out. Aww. He said they said lame. Tried way too hard to look fancy at the start. These are facts. That's that second place mentality. Okay. You were dissing me right then, weren't you? I know you were. Shut your mouth. Could he hear us? No, he couldn't. Not in all this noise. Twin telepathy then? Frightening. Atsumiya's serve was a mean one, but it lands just on the wrong edge of the sideline. Romero serve. Okay. All right. The Adler sums. Well, he's not the setter, but like he's serving. Boom. Ooh. Okay. Okay. We can't ignore this dude. We can't ignore this dude. There it is. Nicola Romero does it again. He put that smack in the middle of those two. Yo. And the first service ace of the day goes to Nicola Romero, who's just joined the Japanese league, who just joined the Japanese leagues this year. One of the biggest names in Brazilian volleyball for years. There's no debating that he's one of the top players in the world. Hey, let's go. I like that. That's very cool. All right, get that international sport swag going. Oh, Romero serve. The one we watched on TV for years in the flesh. Yep. What a privilege it is to watch a world-class player do their thing right here in person. That's Nicholas for you. Yo. Oh, Nicholas. I keep saying Nicola, but it's Nicholas. Sorry. That's Nicholas for you. Watch out, Black Jackals. He's going to give you trouble. Yo. Let's go. Okay. Romero, second serve. Wham. Whoa, same spot. Another nasty serve from Romero, but this time Sakusa gets under it. Okay, Sakusa, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Boom. Puts it up in the air. They're watching. Okay. Let's see. Huh. Atsumu Miya, second year high school. Osamu Miya, second year high school. Huh? Okay, we got a flashback. Huh? Okay, what set the twins off this time? Apparently, it's official now. Osamu's done with volleyball after high school. Ah, that. I made up my mind a long time ago. I told myself that I was going to get a job dealing with food and food service, and that was that. Who says the one who sticks with volleyball is the more successful one by default, huh? I didn't pick this career out of some kind of compromise or because I didn't think I could make it. So if you're so dang confident, so dang sure you'll be the happier one, then come back when we're 80-year-old geezers. Wait until then to laugh in my face and say you were happier. Yo. Look at me now, Samu. I've got all these monster hitters dancing to my tune. I'm having the time of my life right now, and you can't deny it. Okay then, if that's the way you want to do it, you're on. When we're on our deathbeds, I'm gonna turn and look at you right in your face and say I had the happier life. What is wrong with these two? Yo, should I get Kita-san? Should I get Kita-san? Nah, they're fine. Yo, this position, this timing, this angle. You already know what's coming. Boom! The freak quick. Yo, got him. Let's go. Ushijima tried to block and Hitogami tried to block and they was like, nah, you ain't getting this. Oh, man. What's so cool is like in this chapter, you can kind of see how this is Furuda's done this a few times and we talked about, and I forgot who brought it up during I think it was Marion who brought it up during the podcast about how Furudate will draw his paneling is so great because there's like this panel where Ushijima and Hitogami are trying to block Hinata and the ball just like goes right past them, and then you see Heitor and Nisei they're like whoa, like they're like it's almost like they're shocked that the ball is coming towards them or going past them, and Nisei's hair is like all back and it looks like there's like wind coming from the ball like affecting her. That's like dope paneling. I love that. So good. Yo, Kageyama though. That's so good. Yo, oh my goodness. No way Kageyama's gonna let that go. Oh my goodness. He upset. He was like, nope, not today. But it went out. Yes. Let's go. He tight. Kageyama gotta be upset. He gotta be upset, yo. It's twice now, Kageyama. You tried to get a Hinata and he said, no, sir. No. Oh, man. My goodness. Now, here's a blast from the past. When Karasuno's notorious freak twins gave high school blockers everywhere fits. Shoya Hinata and his blink and you miss it freak quick are back. Yeah. What the heck was that? A ninja. He's totally a ninja for real. Ninja. Yep. Pure fear. Their first strike is always lethal. Ha! The heck is that? Kikutaro Matsumoto. Ooh, 42. Japan Volleyball Association Tournament Operations Department. Ah, here we go. You already know this. You already know it just dope. Haikyu is like a monologue is coming. You can feel it. You can feel it. In the case of that particular unique quick set, the fact that Atsumu can do it as well is proof to Shoyo Hinata that there are other setters out there who can deliver the ball to him at the speeds he can reach. That means that his unique quick set is not actually doomed to be unique. And wouldn't that be the best news he could hear? Fuki Hibarita. Or Hibarita. Japan national men's volleyball team head coach. Let's go. Let's go. You better recognize, sir. Okay. Hey, Suki with a rare smile. Let's go. Okay. If I'm going to get a great setter and convince him to let me fly, then I have to get good enough to make it on those great teams. Facts. Shoyo-kun. One day, I'm going to set for you. Woo, y'all remember that? I remember I was on a podcast and like before we heard that Atsumu was going to be on the Black Jackals, and I was like, yo, we gotta see Atsumu serve for Hinata. Like I was like, give me that Furudate. And what happened? Atsumu signed a serve for Hinata. Oh, it's so good. Look at that. Kageyama and Atsumu were like, the sparks, they're flying. I remember now. It was the first time we played against Inadazaki. Oh gosh, Hinata-kun and Kageyama-kun had just pulled up their free quick against them when the Miya twins turned around and did the exact same thing back to us. Yo! No, that wasn't exactly the same. Huh? Is it me, or was that even faster? Woo! Let's get it! The growth, though. You love to see it. All right, Haikyu chapter 380 end. Next chapter hits next Sunday. Oh, it's so good. Or this upcoming Sunday. Haikyuu's constantly, just consistently giving us that good content. All right, that good content. You love to see it. You really do. All right, this is so good. Gabby, what is up? I love it. Haikyu is just so good. Just in terms of sort of initial thoughts. We gotta talk about the first thing is that Atsumu and Hinata did so many different things, in terms of sort of showing us to readers what it means to not only develop characters but to sort of call back to something, to a previous story moment, or a narrative moment, okay, and to do that in a very organic way, I think a lot there are other mangas sometimes will do that in a way that's not particularly organic, and it's very noticeable. But here it's we waited the longest time to see Atsumu-san set for Hinata, and it was awesome, but it was also just in the flow of the game, and it's not just okay, we're gonna see that and that's it. Then it's it's the sort of reality comes in, and it's he's going to be setting for Hinata multiple times in this match, right? It wasn't Atsumu's gonna pop up in Brazil and he's only gonna set maybe 1 or 2 times for Hinata, and that's gonna be it. It's we're gonna see Atsumu serve for Hinata quite a few times in this match. I love that, and it's gonna be just and they're gonna be so different, right? It's Atsumu's just I'm showing y'all the range. All right, I'm showing y'all the range. Yes, I am ranked number 2 officially, but that don't mean I see myself as number 2. All right, he's I'm showing y'all the range of diversity of just the content, all right, of all the different serves that I can do. As a setter, I am dope. All right, all the different sets that I can do. As a setter, I am amazing. I love that. I love that. And he was like, all right, first we're gonna do just like a very nice high set to show off Hinata, and then and just kind of like get in Kageyama's face, and then he was like, I'm gonna get in Kageyama's face again, all right, again, but okay, I'm gonna do the serve that connects Hinata and Kageyama, right? But I'm gonna do it even better. Even better. It's so good. So good. I love that. I think what's one thing I want to sort of mention again when it comes to sort of Atsume is Gabby mentioned this in the chat is that I like it's just really it kind of hits your heart when you see the sort of interactions with the twins, right, with Osamu, and you knew that like at some level Osamu probably didn't want to play volleyball sort of at high school. We understood this, right? But it's sad. Like it just hits you because it's like you understand when, let's say, like you want to do something with a person that you're close with, like a friend or something like that, but then you can't because of different reasons, or because your friend just doesn't feel the same way that you do about a particular thing or something like that, right? It's like maybe you want to go somewhere with a close friend of yours, but your friend doesn't like the thing that you're invested in, and you're gonna feel a type of way, right? You're gonna feel a type of way, but you can't let that get in the way of like your friendship or your relationship or anything like that, right? Like the twins are gonna be like, all right, you don't want to play volleyball, well, f you then, like get out of here, I don't care, whatever. No, that's not it, right? Like they're still gonna be close, they're still gonna showcase their love in like different ways, and that's just like in just that competitive nature and like spirit that they have and that rivalry that they have. Right, like, and that was just like hilarious. That is like classic like Mia twins like comedic content. You love to see that. All right, so that was hilarious. We're like when we were on our deathbeds, like I'm gonna tell you that like my life was like better, that I was happier than yours, and my life is better than yours. Like I'm like, yo, what? Like, yo, chill, relax. You know what I mean? But it's so funny because I think what's really great about that is that what's actually really happening there is that Atsumu is like, I'm going to be happy, but I also want to make sure that you strive to be happy too, right? It's not just, oh, I'm going to be happier than you. It's more like in that there's the sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's implied that that Atsumu wants his brother to be happy as well, right? And that I think, that's just an awesome thing like to sort of see, right? Like they're weird and they have this odd like dynamic, but twins often have like odd dynamics that are very sort of specific to them, so it's just so great. I love that, and I think that's sort of the thing, right? It's like on the surface you see that sort of rivalry, but like rivalries, especially in shonen, are always indicators of like some sort of friendship or some sort of connection, and that sort of like a very deep sort of connection, right? You don't have a rivalry with someone in a shonen manga unless you really care about that person at some level. You just don't. All right. Okay. So I definitely wanted to talk about Hinata, and just like sort of the reactions that everyone had to Hinata and his jump, and I still want to know what is I guess Urai and Tsuki and everyone were sort of reacting to that receipt to the bump, to the receive, right, that Hinata did. And I think one thing that's great is that it's so clear that the way that Furudate drew that in chapter 380, when like if you just sort of like looking at that and sort of parsing that image, you can tell that he's kind of off balance, right? Like he's aware that, okay, I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna bump this, but I'm not gonna land on my feet. But like I'm like, this is not gonna end well, like in a balanced sort of sense, right? But he said that's why he was thinking. He was like, all right, like, but the way his thought process was just sort of condensed into gotta move, right? Like, and in all of that, in that sort of small thing is, all right, I'm not gonna land properly. I gotta like, I'm gonna bump properly, but I'm not gonna land properly. So now I gotta move and get up and recover, and then move. Like, I love that. I love that. You know? Yeah, I agree, Gabby. I think that, like, you know, it's, yeah, Atuma basically was like, yo, like, you could have been Shoyo. We could have been like, we could have played together. Like, you could have been that. Like, you could have been that dude. But you're serving food, and that's what you wanted to do, and that's fine. And that's fine, but it's also not fine because, you know, you're gonna feel the type of way. All right? But I think that's what people were sort of reacting to, right? That they were like, yo, like, it wasn't necessarily so much like some people were reacting to the jump. And we understood that, like, Hinata could jump. Like, I think everyone was like, oh, he can jump. You know he can jump. Like, that's not surprising because they've seen it. But the receive, I think, is the particular thing. I think that was, like, particularly impressive, right? Like, his ability to do that. And that, and then we get to see that called back to Hinata asking Ushijima like, for advice about, like, you know, what does he think about when he's, like, receiving and doing and taking, you know, and doing that. And he's like, oh, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do after that, right? Because it's like sports are like a constant sort of thing, right? Like, it's like you're always, like, when you're moving, you're always thinking about what you're going to do next. You know, so I love that, and then I love the callback to it, and I love that Ushijima was like, yeah, like, he was like, okay. I saw something in you, right? If y'all saw the latest episode of Haikyu, right? They were like, right, Ushijima was like, yeah, they are monsters, right? And Ushijima sort of sees that, and now he's like, I knew what I saw. I knew I was right. Y'all really are monsters. Like, y'all really out here doing the absolute most. Like Kageyama, right? Shoyo Hinata, Tobio Kageyama. Like, yo. All right. I can't read the lines because I don't have it memorized, but it's like speed, acceleration, jumping ability, right? Athletic prowess. Like, yo. All right. It's so good. So I love that recognition. Like, on this stage, right? It's like Ushijima during the camp, right, during the Miyagi prefecture camp, is like, what are you even doing here if you're not trying to, like, be better, or you don't even have an idea of, like, what you're doing, right? What are you doing here then? You know, like, go practice, go do whatever it is that, like, people that you know, volleyball players normally do to get better. And here it's like, oh, he's gotten better. Like, right, it's like, he's gotten better. Like, it's not just the jump. Like, Ushijima is aware of the jump, his jumping ability. But it's like, yo, the receiving, though. Like, folks are like, I don't even know if I could do that. Okay? So I love that. Okay? And of course, you know, like, I think the paneling, dope. The art is always like, it's so good, okay? Like, I talked about it earlier. You know, and like, shout out to Marion. I'm pretty sure it was Marion who said that, right? Where they talked about the way in which Furudate, like, you know, sets up certain panels, and how, you know, one event that's happening inside a particular panel affects what's happening inside another, like, sort of separate panel, right? Like, you know, and I say separate, like, with, like, you know, with quotes, because it's like they're not really sort of like separate. There are things that are sort of happening, they're connected in a particular way, right? But they are sort of separate in terms of, like, the borders and things of that nature. All right. But that was great. Like, the paneling was great. We got to talk about Kageyama yet again. All right. Testing. Really testing Hinata and seeing, like, all right, you could do that, I could do that too, right? And then he tried to say it, and he was like, it went out. And it's like, nah, not today, Kageyama, not today. Okay, I love that. So it was like, not only once that Atsumu and Hinata got something over Kageyama, but twice. All right, so you already know that Kageyama's coming. All right, and this is the thing, right? Like, this is like this is typical Haikyu. Okay, we're gonna see some we're gonna see some intense moments, and right on one side, and then the other side is gonna come through, right? Like, they gonna come through. Kageyama, he gonna come through. Okay, like he did, but he Hinata said, get that out of here. All right. But he gonna come through, right? Like in terms of what's coming up. We're gonna see Korai come through. We're gonna see Ushijima come through. All right. These dudes are monsters for a reason. Okay. So man, Kageyama was like, oh, like he was so confident. He was like, I've experienced it before because I've done it. But it's like doing it and being on the other side, very, very, very different things. Okay, very different things. A lot of folks out there are like, oh yeah, I could go on the court and like play, you know, an NBA player or play an MLS soccer player or play like a world class football player or something like that. And it's like, no, you can't. You know what I mean? It's like you could try. I mean, everybody can try things, but it's a whole different story. It's a whole different world. Okay, whole different experience. So like, I mean, like, and in a lot of ways, like Kageyama's sort of dealing with that, right? Where he's like, oh, this is different. Like I have the reaction, I have the reflexes, I have the athletic ability, but and it's almost like if the quick was as fast as it normally was, Kageyama probably would have saved that. But because it was because it was a bit faster, but because it was better than what Kageyama and Hinata used to do, he couldn't say that, but he couldn't say that. He couldn't save that. I love that. I love that. Right? He's like, I know my experience with this with the free quick, right? But that experience ain't gonna help you right now. It ain't gonna help you right now. Okay? So really, 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 really good. Really, really good. All right. Yo, facts, Shotty. When Bakudo starts coming through, yo, we haven't even seen Bakudo do his ace thing. All right, okay, all right. Yo, the way of the ace is coming. Okay, all right. 3 rules the ace must do. I gotta look this up. I gotta repeat this. All right, I gotta read these lines. All right. All right, the wisdom of the ace. Okay. Firstly, the figure of the ace is one that inspires their allies. Secondly, he should shatter any wall. Thirdly, he should hit any ball to their utmost ability. All right? Bakudo's out here. All right, he's out here. Okay? So we know folks are going to be coming through. We're going to see everybody's going to get their time to shine. All right? Everybody's going to get their time to shine. All right? And that's one thing that I love about Furudate. He always does that. He's just great at that. So I'm really looking forward to everybody doing their thing. Okay? I'm looking forward to everybody doing their thing. But of course, we know this is Hinata's time. Okay? He's worked so hard to get to this moment, to get to this place. So, all right? We're really looking forward to seeing more of Hinata, but I think we, as Haikyu stands, like we want to see everyone get their time to shine. We want to see all of the dudes like do well. All right, that's what we want to see. Okay, I don't want to see Kageyama getting beaten down for too long. I don't want to see Ushijima getting beaten down for too long. I don't want to see Korai being beaten down for too long. I want to see them do their thing. Okay, all right. I also want to see Sakusa put in that work. I want to see Sakusa put in that work. We've been teased that Sakusa greatness. All right, we gotta see that. All right, he can no longer be a mystery. Okay, we gotta solve that mystery. We gotta deal with that. All right, but all right, yo, Bakudo though. I'm pretty sure that Fukuda Dani won the championship at some point. Like I'm positive. All right, I'm positive Fukuda Dani won because like it was just like Bakuda was just such a massive sort of like intense figure, right, throughout the nationals. Like that, I have to believe that they won. I have to believe it. I gotta believe it. All right. Also, where is Nishinoya? Facts. Where's Nishinoya? Where's he at? We gotta see this man. Where is he? All right. Where is he? All right. I want to see him. All right, because he's one of my top 3. I love him to death. Okay, I need to see my guy Nishinoya play. All right, that libero. All right, all right. Also, yes. So shout out to Shadi for mentioning Nishinoya and like just talking about that like in the chat. And Gabby, yes, a quick between Kodai and Kageyama. We gotta see Kodai do his thing. We gotta see our seagull do his thing. All right, Kodai is one of my top 3 favorite characters in Haikyu. Like my top 3 always changes. The one thing that never changes is Hinata. Hinata is always within that top 3, but and Hinata and Nishinoya, those 2 are always in the top 3. But Kodai has recently just top 3. All right. Like Kodai, I love his design. I love everything about him. I love that drive. I love his backstory. How he was like, man, my brother's always like just so great, and I just want to be good at something. I don't know. I'm tired of being overshadowed by my older brother. I'm tired of it. I love that. Like, because I think a lot of us can relate to that, right? Like when we're younger and it feels like, and either it feels like our parents are paying more attention to our older sibling or siblings, or it's actually the case, and like that's something that is happening, and our parents are neglecting us in some sort of way. All right. In my case, it felt like that. I don't like that wasn't actually the case, but it felt like that, right? And that was stuff that I had to like work through and figure out. But I have like a very like sort of like particular connection to Kodai, like so I love him. I love him to death. I think at some point, like if there's like a Kodai figure, I'm getting that Kodai figure. Like if that exists, let me know, and I'm gonna get it. All right. So I also gotta get some Haikyu figures too. I gotta get a Hinata figure, obviously a Nishinoya figure. Yeah, we gotta go through. We gotta do that. Okay. I love the fact that like again we get that international sort of vibe, right? That it's like the V League is not just it's not just like Japanese players and like that's it. It's like this is an international sort of game. One thing to sort of recognize, I think that one thing that sports does, I think particularly well, certain sports in particular, right? When it comes to basketball, volleyball, soccer, certain sports do that extremely well. Is that international inclusion, right? That like, and I think the NBA has like the NBA in particular has like for me, because I'm a big NBA fan, but like the NBA has like basketball fan, but like the NBA has done that in a very sort of like steady and a sort of organic sort of way, and I really appreciate that, right? Baseball obviously, right? But thinking about basketball, so in that way, right? We have like there are legends that are like from outside of the United States, from different countries, repping those countries, doing a good work. They that just were balling, right? Because of the fundamentals that they learned in the basketball programs within their countries. Like it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just I think that's really cool. Like I love seeing that. Like I think like whenever I watch something like certain sports, I'm always just like it's like okay, like I get it, but it's like also other there are other places play that sport too. I want to see more more inclusion, and I think certain sports do that particularly well. So shouts out to those sports that do that particularly well. But yeah, I think like overall a dope chapter. Very very good. Like with basketball, it's just like it don't matter. Like it's like if you look at like the San Antonio Spurs, like the majority of their roster is like is full of is made up of international players. And that's something that like that organization does. Actively, right? Like it's a conscious like effort to do that. That's interesting. That like you only get 2 foreign players on the court. That's very interesting. I guess like it's to avoid like what happens sort of like in baseball, where like baseball is open, where baseball is just like we're gonna go to this country and this country, and we're gonna find like this this country and this country, right? Like baseball is like we're gonna go to these 3 countries and we're gonna find our baseball talent, and those are the only 3 places that we're really 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 gonna look, and that's it, right? and like, but I don't think there were any rules in baseball about like having like a certain number of foreign players. But yeah, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. I didn't know that, Gabby. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that you could only have 2 foreign players on the court. Okay. All right. So I think that's pretty much where I'm gonna stop, because otherwise I just start like randomly talking about random things that don't really mean much. And I also want to like get some food, like in me. I want to like eat something. And and I go to sleep. You know. So yeah, that's very interesting. Like it's so just Gabby, that like, it's the same in most countries for tournaments between clubs. I guess I like it's to avoid like I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm not like I have to look more into it because I'm not really well versed in that. To me, I always immediately go to racism, right? And like xenophobia and like stuff like that. But I'm interested in like what's going on there, like what is sort of like the politics of that and why that's a thing. So yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So thank y'all for coming through. Shout out to Shadi and Gabby in the chat. Once again, thank you for coming through to my live reaction for Haikyu chapter 381. Shouts out to the view from the top. Gabby is also someone who is one of the hosts. Please follow them. Follow them on Twitter at Haikyu Pod. All right, at Haikyu and then POD. Okay. Make sure to find them on Twitter. Follow them on Twitter, and also you'll find the podcast link on their Twitter page. All right, so come through that Twitter link. The Twitter at is in the description box below. Please do. All right, please check it out. All right, and they have everyone that hosts and everyone that's on there is like pretty well versed in volleyball. Okay, pretty well versed in like really well versed in volleyball. Like Gabby is like one of the most like I don't know what the word for it is like incredibly well versed when it comes to volleyball. You know what I mean? Is a massive avid fan of it. So if you have like questions about volleyball, questions about Haikyu and how and what Furudachi is doing and things of that nature and what he's referencing, yo, shout out to Gabby, because she gonna do that thing. She gonna let you know. She gonna let you know. All right. Okay. So let me get out of here. All right. I gotta go. I gotta eat some food. Okay. And I got I don't want my voice to I don't want to push my voice too much. All right. So I'm gonna react to My Hero and Promised Neverland tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, and then I'm gonna get to Alita tomorrow night. So like maybe like 30 minutes after I get home, I'll start the Alita stream. I'll probably read like maybe like 6 chapters or something like that, or depending on how the flow of the chapters goes, I'll read as many chapters as I possibly can without being like ridiculous, and then going to sleep super late. Okay. So thank y'all for coming through. I'm the Black Manga Critic. All right, and I am out.